Good morning. Back down here with Brutus. Learned that it has a sure grip in it, and this is how you can tell. It's real easy with the car up in the air on a jack. Got jack stands underneath here. All you do is spin the tire, and if they both go the same way, it's a sure grip. Okay? If you spin one clockwise and the other one goes the opposite way, you know, then it's not. But they're both spinning the same way when I spin the tire, so it is a sure grip. Here's an example. You can see it, turn it. I don't know if you can see the other side over there, but they're both turning the same way. That's a sure grip. Okay, we're gonna take the brake drums off. I got the tires off, and let's just see what we got. Alright, I see we're missing a bit of our shoe up here. I'm going to replace the brake shoes. I'm going to replace the wheel cylinder, and we'll see what else, but that's what this side looks like. Okay, looks like worn out brake shoes. The drum, pretty rusty, like it hasn't been getting any contact in there. So we'll see what's going on there. See what the other side looks like. Oh boy, this is the side here that was leaking really bad. Look at this. There's not a shoe in this thing, a spring or a shoe or anything. Okay, well, that explains why the brake pedal was going 3/4 of the way to the floor and only using the front. They didn't pinch off the line, at least back here, so we had fluid coming to the back. Wow. Okay. Well, we'll take over from here then. All right, just a little update of what I've been doing down here. I just put some new shoes on the back, springs, and a wheel cylinder. So I didn't make a video on how to do this. There's so many good YouTube videos on how to put brake shoes on. I didn't think we needed another one. Here we are underneath Brutus 85 Ramcharger, showing it some more love. As expected, I thought I would have a lot of moisture inside this because I had to replace, if you remember, that U-joint was shot, and the wheel bearing, inner wheel bearing on that side was rusted really bad and pitted. So I figured at some point the front end had gone through a creek or a small amount of water, and sure enough, look at this, milky gray. So I took brake cleaner, sprayed in there, got it all out. This was all milky looking. The ring gear looks really, really good. No pits, no anything, just the dark spots you see there are just the brake cleaner I was spraying in there drying, but it all looks really, really good in there. I got my gasket here, Velcro gasket, and it's got some cheap Walmart $75.90, but it is full synthetic. I'm going to put in the front of it a couple of those, and the amount of grease after we put this back on and bolt it back on with the 10 bolts gaskets RTV. That's the fill plug. And I just take a razor blade like this to get off all the old gasket. And there she is, all done. Yippee-yi-yay, right? Fluid is in, differential cover's tight, it's cleaned out. I can feel good about that. I put full synthetic in. So anyways, now let's just pick up, clean up, put away my toys. Hey, here we are out here, still trying to show Brutus a little bit more love. 30mm socket, transmission Dextron 3, and all we are doing is, I was going to change the transfer case fluid. It's simple as this. 30mm socket for the fill, 30mm socket for the drain, and this is what I got out of there. Quarter of a quart maybe. Supposed to hold 3. So she was low. Never know what you get when you get something. Okay, so I don't have one of those little pump things to pump the tranny fluid in, so this is all I did. Okay, Took one of these that I use for the differential grease. Okay, put a funnel in there, pour this into this. I got the end of that cut off, tighten that on, put it up there, and squeeze it, and goes right in there till I got what I needed. Continuing on, I wanted to grease this CV joint. Right there's the grease zert. Did it till the grease came out the backside. U-joints don't all feel all that bad. Nice and loose and spin freely, so I'm gonna leave them in there and grease the grease zert for this slide. This one here, because I can pull the caps off, I'll shoot a little grease in there. Take this off. You just got 4 bolts at that end, and your 4 bolts that hold your straps on for the front U-joint. Piece of cake. You can see this ear is just full of like a, it's just more or less like a muck inside here. So we're gonna clean this all out. This is a sure grip. You can tell by the springs and how it's set up. Okay, we flushed this out the best we could. Honestly, it's in better shape than I expected. And got my pan here with the gasket on, so I do got some fluid, and I got some sure grip posi traction, whatever you want to call it, that treats the clutches. I'm going to add that plus the fluid I bought is by Valvoline. It's 7590, and it's for limited slip ratios too, so